Crypt status active. Orbital status standby.
What is up, Guardians? This is Cosmodrome Radio, broadcasted all the way from here to the Hellmouth. We are partying like rock stars here during this festival of the lost, getting our candy and having a good time with these headless ones, despite it being repetitive. But we'll talk about that in a minute.
Hanging out with Grandma.
Man, poor Grandma.
I still don't know who Carlos and Maria are, but that's okay. I was playing D1 the other day, and I'm like, oh, she used to sell shaders.
Yep,
and now she's just here for the events. Like,
yep. But we'll get into that in a minute. This is the podcast all about Destiny 2 and all the great things about it. You can follow this podcast on Twitter at Cosmodrome Radio, and you can listen to this podcast wherever you listen to podcasts, whether it be Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music and Audible, Pandora, iHeartRadio, wherever. Or even on YouTube. If you like just watching a blank screen while you are on YouTube, that's cool. We appreciate you. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, Cosmodrome Radio. So we would love to have you interact with us. But yeah, like we do this show because we love having a good time. From there, my name is Panda the Paladin. We are back in the swing of things with almost the whole cast. We almost have the whole cast, but we have one of the OGs here, which is great. But freaking Falcon had Wi-Fi issues, so maybe they might pop in at some point. But we have the OG and B Hunter in this motherfucker today. We have Prismatic. How y'all doing?
I'm back.
You weren't
I'm not dead. I promise.
We even said you were busy. It's fine.
Are you sure you're not a robot?
Oh my god. Bro, the audacity of people on freaking TikTok out here. That was so rude.
I was gonna say, like, I know that you guys have been saying, like, I'm not dead, but my TikTok started to pop off. Like, I've been telling people to listen to the podcast. I'm like, oh shit, they're gonna listen to the new episodes. I'm not even in it. Like, I'll be back. I promise.
Joe. We're not gonna give up on you. Oh my god. But from there we have the man who, for the life of him, just wanted to do a job so bad last night during a Deepstone while we were teaching the raid leaders how to do Deepstone, but just had to sit down and just chill out and have a good time. How you doing?
I'm not used to whenever we play Deepstone. I'm not used to, like, I'm always doing something in Deepstone, whether it be operator, whether it be suppressor or something like that. And it's like, wait, all I have to do is just be here and kill ads? What?
Right, because because of what's going on in the twab this week, we were like, screw it. We're gonna make sure all the raid leaders know every position. We're gonna make sure they know every job, because certain jobs me and Toll just do every time and let people robot. But now everyone knows the jobs, everyone knows what they're doing, and it's very nice. But like me and Toll, we're having to just chill unless we had to play Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers and save it at the last second. Because like I know during Crypt Security and Atrax, we had to finagle a little bit, but otherwise it was fine. So
Atrax was a fine. Nothing bad happened at Atrax. It was just like
Crypt Security
a little extra damage.
Oh, you know, but it was just like randomly.
Someone decided they wanted to run Atrax the normal way instead of the fuck it no brain Titan powers.
Okay, but see, here's the thing: not every fire team is gonna have 4 or 5 Titans that can just go yeet and bust Atrax in the face. So either it's gonna be people with Nova Bombs and Blade Barrage and Parasites, or it's gonna be a couple of Titans having a good time. Now, granted, I will say what I thought was super funny was like the first time before we wiped, we hit Atrax, like, because me and Toll were downstairs as the backup people, and we saw like one Parasite hit Atrax and did like a little chunk of damage. Then me and Toll both just yeeted at Atrax and did like almost the whole health bar. I'm like, damn, that's funny. So
now, when we actually like did it, there was like a little chunk left. I just hit him with Parasite once, dead.
Yeah, because I had to go upstairs with the replication. I'm like, Toll's got that. I trust him. It's fine. And then like I see it just drop real quick. I'm like, yeah, I did good. I trusted Toll. It's fine. So it worked out for me.
I got the new Parasite ornament that's for sale in the Bright Dust shop.
I'm not a fan of it. I'm not a fan of it.
It looks like a dragon. It's so cool.
But it's supposed to be hive themed.
I know, but I like.
Is it bad? All I can think is dragging these balls across your face. That's all I can think.
That's hilarious.
Dirty, dirty robot.
Dirty, dirty robot.
Okay, wait, hold on. Before we continue, for anybody who doesn't understand this reference, I have been posting clips of my gameplay and trying to promote the podcast and everything through my TikTok. And I made some posts about Mental Health Awareness Month and National Coming Out Day that went what would be considered viral for my page. Like, they have 3,000-ish views each. Like, I got a shit ton of followers. So it's like my little diet light version of going viral. And somebody decided to come in my mental health post where I was being, vulnerable and honest about some of my past struggles and tell me that and say that I was being fake nice for attention and that I'm a robot and because I had written a script for myself because I didn't want to keep stuttering and stumbling and having to re-record things. So I just had a piece of drawing paper and I had written out a script. So it sounds scripted. That's why it sounds that way. He's just like, oh yeah, your friends have told me that you're not as nice as you seem and blah, blah, blah. And just the fucking robot comment has stuck.
Who the fuck are you to make up some dumb shit like, I know your friends, you're a piece of crap? Like, who the fuck are you? Like, that's some dirty ass troll shit.
Like,
where
if you know Priz, that's not true. And we're just sitting here like, I'm going to laugh at you because you're saying some dumb stuff. And it's just like, okay, shut up.
Right.
So this is the thing. When they said that, besides the fact that just triggers part of my anxiety brain, I was thinking maybe they knew somebody that I was friends with and potentially nuked my friendship with before I got on medication, because I was very emotionally unstable. And like I've had a couple of fallings out with people where I could totally understand if this person knew them and that was the only side of me that they had ever seen. You're biased to what your friends tell you. That's just how people are. So that's what I had assumed, but I was like, wait, who did you talk to? Because, I am not who I was a couple of years ago.
The answer is no one. They just being assholes.
Talking to you guys. Everybody's like, there's probably not even actually a friend. They're just being a jerk. And I knew there was going to be potential for running into trolls and negative attention doing the podcast and trying to get, more views on TikTok to promote the podcast and just this big roundabout thing. I knew that there was potential for negativity. I still ended up in my feelings and feeling bad.
And this is not a sponsorship whatsoever. This is not some bullshit that we concocted. But I legit want to give a shout out to Guardians Mental Health, where this is straight up just a nonprofit focused on helping people who love video games and gaming in general have mental health resources. I will be putting their links in the show notes because we forget a lot of times, not only because just video games are tend to be toxic as fuck because there's just bigoted people and horrible people in the game, but also just you tend to hit levels of burnout. You tend to hit levels of just not knowing if you can handle things sometimes. And while we'll always be here as a safe space for people to game and have a clan and do whatever, or just to talk, but also we want you to know there are resources that can help you. As someone who is in therapy and understands the struggles of talking to somebody, it can be one of the most vital things in your life. So we'll definitely include that information in the show notes, because not only do I have a lot of respect for that organization, just in general, I know the struggle, and we all know the fucking struggle at this point. Let's be real. So yeah, I wanted to make that clear before we moved on. Also, before we move on, because things keep going sideways in everyone's lives, please, regardless of your beliefs, keep Mara Junot, the current voice actress for Ikora Ray in your like thoughts, prayers, whatever. Like good vibes, just good vibes for them, because right now, like they are going into, well, they're in the hospital right now because of multiple clots in their lungs, and that's some scary shit. So please be thinking of them currently, because wow. And I like, ever since a couple seasons ago during season of the Splicer, when she took over as the voice of Ikora, like they have done amazingly. So definitely like think about them, have them in your thoughts, prayers. Like I know that the cliche thoughts and prayers don't do shit, but like have some good vibes, damn it. like just do like that's what I want to say to that. Everyone is being so noisy today. But you know, we're gonna go ahead and hop into the show here. Go for it.
Hey, real quick. Shout out to everybody that was nice and supportive and commented and came for that person that was being shitty. I appreciate all of you. You know, Sun, Batman, all my friends from my fucking hometown that I didn't realize followed my TikTok and were commenting. And real life people that I know here where I live now that were like all of you were amazing and I love you. Thank you. That's all I'm gonna say.
So
well, the first thing we were thinking of going over from the TWAB is the Lightfall crafting. They're changing a bunch of stuff.
Well, hold on. Before we even get into that, the first thing I want to talk about is there's something because we're going to be talking more about PvP specifically next week. But something actually came up in regards to weapon disabling in terms of the Destiny community, mainly because of the fact that right now, when it comes to PvP specifically, there has been a great talk of Arbalist and Lawrence Driver specifically, not only because of their aim assist code and just the constant like lack of flinch whatsoever in their kit, where you can legit be shooting multiple crits at a player and they can still just get a perfect headshot off with barely any effort. It has been a concern. And when Cool Guy Games on Twitter came out and was like, hey, what's going on with these guns? We've been wondering about them for a while. Like, what's the chances that they will be disabled while you work on these? And DMG came out and said, at this time, we are not considering a PvP disable for these weapons. While we are aware of perceived balance issues and have some changes actively being worked on flange aim-assist codes, we only look at disabling pieces of gear when they're impacted by severe bugs. RE, when I say severe, this usually falls into the category of game breaking, if an ammo, progression blockers, friendly damage, things like that. So we hope to have additional information and future tuning in the next few weeks. Until then, stay tuned for updates. And I appreciate them being honest in regards to this. And most people were being very respectful in regards to this. However, this isn't the first time in the realm of PvP where a subsect of guns or a gun will reign supreme, because sometimes it'll be because of a Bungie bug or a mistake they make. And it has me like, why wouldn't you disable this? Why, especially when not only is it like, are these two guns on the head at the top of the trials report every week, but when now you've gone in with the newest patch and enabled flinch for sniper rifles, but not for Arbalist and Lorenz, you don't even have a counter towards those guns anymore in the eyes of certain players. Because I even made a TikTok about it when it came to the sniper flinch changes. I believe that the changes made to snipers were really good, but Lorenz and Arbalist are just out here killing everybody. Not to mention, you got the new Hunter chest piece that just lets people straight one-shot body shot with Arbalist. That's just terrifying.
Can I come in as someone who doesn't play a lot of PvP?
Sure.
Would a reasonable fix be, hey, let's give linears the same treatment that snipers got, in the sense of they get the same flinch stuff, as snipers. All
That's
lineage
what
across the board.
people are wanting, is that like that's the main thing. But Bungie say we're not going to disable these guns in PvP. We're just going to let them keep running amok until we have a definitive fix for it, and that's what has
Doesn't
people
make a lot
concerned.
of sense. It's like, because if someone in PvP and who likes to run GMs, Arbalist is like on my loadout if there's anti-berry. It's just like Arbalist is there because it's so effective at what it does. And
Right.
I don't want to see it get nerfed, because then it's like, okay, the gun I like to use for my top tier content in PvE, I have to go get a new I have to find that new gun that'll do exactly what that does.
But see, we wouldn't have that problem if Bungie would just develop 2 sandboxes, because they say there's 2 sandboxes, but in reality, both of these, like they'll make a sweeping change rather than making one change overall. Because the only issue people are having is that Arbalist and Lorenz will legit guarantee you full range of a one shot, even if someone is dang near ready to kill you with the amount of crits you're taking to the face. You still have perfect aim, perfect shot on them. And the reason why people are kind of concerned about them not disabling it is because not only do you have a situation right now with the sidearms where they said they were going to make these changes to rangefinder and then buff sidearms overall to combat the rangefinder changes. The rangefinder changes didn't go out with the most recent patch. There was something where it just didn't get included with the rest of the grocery cart, and it didn't go out with the sale. So
I know I've been mapping people with my rangefinder Drang. The thing is disgusting.
And then you had situations last season where they flat out said, "Yo, we accidentally doubled Last Word's power overall versus us cutting it in half. So until we can release a hot fix, we're just going to let it run amok." And that whole weekend of trials, you saw everything going to hell in a handbasket.
Oh, I remember you were not having fun.
I quit. I legit quit that whole weekend because I was like, "What are you doing, Bungie? Why would you openly admit you messed up about a gun and then not turn it off?" Because that, like, it really tells me that, like, in certain situations you're willing to disable guns like Telesto and certain things like that. But when a gun is doing,
well, but Telesto turns itself back on.
It's just like this kind of concerns me. Where when there's literally outward outcry from casuals, from like streamers and content creators, from everyone going, these guns are a problem. Even the high tier players are going, we're only using these guns because they're this powerful. We would go elsewhere and go back to our normal kits if these guns would be reined in. And that's what concerns me. So, like, while I appreciate
a suggestion,
or
make Lorenzo a heavy
God.
Give us Darcy as a special.
You gotta get off this Darcy train.
Never. I want that gun to be
Darcy?
Something, because it looks like it's so fun to use, and then it's just you try to use it and it's just, oh, like, this is a pile of shit. Get out of here.
He legit is just straight up like trying to make fetch a thing. Like, stop trying to make fetch a thing. So, like,
other thing that I will never let die.
It's just a hard light.
And I will let this be known on the podcast, and I will always be a defender of this gun. Borealis.
Borealis is the hard light sniper. Like, Darcy's just a weird sniper that like is randomly heavy for no reason, and people, it's just like Toll wants it to be a thing so bad, and it's like, bro, stop it.
Fine, if you don't want Darcy as a special, then
wasn't it a D1 character?
No,
it was not. It just came out during Red War.
Can you give us?
You're not old.
I'm old. I don't remember.
Whisper of the Worm as a special, or Queensbreaker as a special?
I don't even want Whisper. See, the thing is, I enjoy Whisper being a heavy. I just want Whisper to do a thing and be as powerful as Izanagi's. If you made Whisper as powerful as Izanagi's, I would use Whisper over Lanier's every day of the week. Like, I legit miss Whisper. I worked my ass off for Whisper. And then when I was trying to get the catalyst done, they went, hey, so we're just going to, like, get rid of the whole mission for, like, 5 seasons and not make a workaround for your catalyst. I'm like, So I just had like a half. I just had a half
That was another
completed
one of those
catalyst. With,
things
yeah, it was so
I
dumb.
got done
Like
last
I just had a
weekend.
half completed catalyst for like 5 seasons. It was horrible. But just in general, like that's all that is. But but again, I do.
Speaking as the D1 vet here, if you made Whisper of the Worm secondary and like kept it exotic and actually made it like returned it to its former glory, it would almost be like bringing Black Spindle
Yeah.
to D2.
Oh, makes sense. I don't know. I enjoy being a heavy, but I could lament to that if I needed, or relent to that if I needed to.
Wait, Panda,
I did not.
Did you get Black Spindle
did.
in D1? Oh,
Yes, I
so
literally
you know what
can
I'm
go
talking
log onto my
about.
D1 character and whip that gun out. It's
It's on my hunter right now. I can tell you that for
when I
sure.
switched over to PlayStation from Xbox, like I had to re-get. So I made a hunter because like I said I played Titan for so long. I'm gonna go play a hunter, and so that's what I have on PlayStation.
I could not tell you what mission to get that from. I just know that I went into that mission and my friends went, all right, when this happens, you're not going to go where the map tells you. You're just going to run. You're going to follow us. Just go. And I was like, I don't know where I'm going. They're like, just go with us. And I was like, oh, okay. And I got kicked, like pulled through so many different missions like that, kicking and screaming. No idea what the fuck is going on because I was playing with all these, day one vets who are just like, yeah, let's go get this stuff and then we'll raid. And it's
all right. So like, before does anyone else have an opinion on the Lorenz and Arbalest then before we move on?
Don't nerf my RB in PvE, please.
Just you have them be separate sandboxes, please, Bungie. Like, no,
Give
because
me something else that is capable of being anti-barrier like that.
Wishender.
Oh yeah, I forgot Wishender does that.
Yeah, Wishender is kind of savage right now. Actually, it's pretty powerful in high in PvE because not only.
Oh. Okay, never mind. I am okay with. I
in
forgot
PvP
about
recently.
Wishender because I haven't ran. I've only run like 3 or 4 GMs this season. And
Well, they don't even need to nerf Arbalest in PvE. They just need to like fix it in PvP because you notice every time they try to make Arbalest be a thing in PvE, they don't pay attention to the ramifications of it in PvP, and that's what happened when they made it anti-barrier and when they buffed it again. They just like said, "Oh well, we're not going to fix it in PvP," and it's just slowly creeping up, and now that there's different tools to go one shot, because first originally it was doing one shot body shots with Lorelei before Solar 3.0, and then now with Gear Falcon, you have people just going one shot body shot coming out of Invis. So it's just they're not paying attention to the fact that you have 2 different sandboxes. You can tune your weapons to be in 2 different sandboxes, and that would fix everything. Like they're trying so hard right now to make freaking Lord of Wolves a PvE weapon. How about do that with Arbalest? Nerf it in PvP, but let it be a god in PvE. That's all people want.
Please.
That's all people want. So from there, we definitely dive into the twab because the twab kind of just smacked us in the face out of left field, and I was like, oh shit. Told you want to talk about the Lightfall crafting?
Yeah, I want to talk about how they're changing the crafting system in Lightfall as a whole. They're adding, so they talked about some pain points in crafting and how they're going to address it. So you just want me to go from the top down?
Sure, yeah. Like talk about the pain points specifically because I feel like that actually matters a lot.
So one of the first things they said is deep sight weapons are far too common, which leads to some confusion over the value in vault stress. So the way I think they're gonna be fixing that is
They're gonna make it so that weapons that you can't craft are no longer gonna.
Yeah, they're basically gonna make it so once you finish a pattern for something, it stops being a deep sight resident. So like, which I think is really good because not only does that like eliminate the need of I'm in a raid, I'm trying to get a crafted weapon for one specific weapon, but I keep getting red borders for guns that I already have crafted. It stops that. It stops that bad luck a little bit and makes it so you can hone in on the thing that you have left to get, which I really enjoy.
Right. So coming from that, the team at Bungie said, in the near term, we do want to give players heads up. Starting in Nightfall, weapons that cannot be crafted will longer drop deep sight, which we said. And the whole goal of that is to reduce deep sight weapon hoarding.
But see, the problem, they're over here saying that, like, the need for, like, putting deep sight weapons in your vault, that way you have extra resident element on standby. The way to rectify that is to, like, double or triple the max capacity of resident element. Not even unlimited, just make it like triple the amount, make it
make
reasonable.
30,000. Make it 30,000.
Make it 50,000. Make it look reasonable. That way people can like strive for it, especially when you have these guns that need like 8,000, 10,000 for their enhanced versions to complete.
And it's like, if I want to have like 2 variations of a crafted weapon, like right now, I'm planning on 2 tarnished metals.
I have to have 2 spider marines, one for PvP and one for PvE.
Right.
Especially, like, it sucks.
Like, I'm having a rapid hit explosive payload for 1 tarnished metal, and then I want to have one that has Volt Shot, because that perk is kind of nice, especially on a scout rifle. Scout rifle, that's kind of nice.
Well, they said they're going to get rid of these weapons that you can't craft, like the throwaway bullshit you get that has deep sight resonant on it, even though you can't craft it. They're getting rid of that, but they also said they're going to bring in other avenues.
Which that sounds kind of cool. Like, you finish a strike or something like that, you randomly just get some resonant element. That's like a really cool idea.
If we're being honest, I think I know what it's going to be.
What?
More bounties.
I'm okay with that. And like, that's the thing. Like I'll be straight up. I'm not like, bounty grinding is a crucial part of the game, because we keep taking small things out. Like, we're getting rid of the planetary materials. We're getting rid of this and that, trying to simplify the grind. The Destiny is slowly becoming less and less of an MMO RPG, because we're trying to make it so casual friendly. And granted, casuals make up a good portion of the audience, but even things like World of Warcraft and Final Fantasy 14 and like different things like that have crafting systems, have trading, have different things like that. But their economy still is able to have different like earthly materials, like currencies and stuff like that. Now, I will say, rolling out weapon crafting with like 6 new items was like the currencies was a little much. But
that was a lot.
That was absurd.
Because I had like just come back and I was trying to figure out the whole like, okay, what do I need for this perk, that perk? And it was like, when they announced that they were getting rid of all that, I was like, thank God.
Right, like it was too overly complicated. They didn't really explain it that well, and it made it like a pain point. But if you would just have like bounties, you have planetary materials, you have things of that nature that makes sense for your like MMO light RPG game, that makes sense. But if you're so it worries me that like if we start looking at things like bounties are crucial, because it gives someone a reason to strive for. Hell, when mod components were a part of the game as a way to buy mods, going to Banshee and picking up your mod component bounties, that made total sense. And then they're like, hey, we're getting rid of mod components. Why? Oh, because we're going to make mods cost liver. That's dumb. Like, give us currencies that make sense. Don't take away things for no reason. You know what I mean?
So the next pain point they had talked about is deep sight weapons must be equipped for full currency extraction, causing friction with loadouts. So it's like,
see, I don't like that. I'm
okay with just deleting it for the 100 and never having to touch another.
Well, no, because what they're saying here is they hear the cries of the people who don't like having to change their loadouts just to gain resonance. As in that, like they don't want, like, they're basically trying to like enable a Pokemon EXP share where something can just sit in your inventory and possibly level up versus you having to have it equipped, which that's stupid. That sounds you're trying to make the process lazy, but like the whole point of putting on the gun, using it to level up, now if it's already crafted and you can level up in your inventory, that I can possibly get behind. But in terms of having to get the deep sight resonance done, put that thing on. Get your kills with it. The whole point of crafting is to earn it, Nick Flabbit.
Like,
well, they're not telling you to take it into top tier content. Go to a location in No Brain for like 15 minutes. You get the shit done.
Which they even talk about, they're like, hey, we want to give you more avenues to use besides Shirochi. And then my immediate response to that is, you took one of them away. You took away the throwaway, which, to be fair, the throwaway would have been kind of like even more busted than Shirochi. But like, because they like people just been there for hours, and people like PC players will like macro to it, which I can understand that.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, they do kind of need to think of more ways to like quickly level up the system a little bit.
Yeah, but I like the idea of being able to put on, like, I've been working on one of the seasonal challenges to get a repute, which is basically level up a gun to level 20. And I've been just sitting here with my Blood Feud SMG, just grinding it out. I'm at level 15 now. I got 5 more levels to go, and it's like, I'm actually enjoying this gun. It's kind of fun to use.
Yeah.
So it's like, I like being able to use that weapon and level it up, and then get to slowly start enjoying it because I'm using it. It's the same thing with the Callus Mini Tool. I used it so much that it's like one of my favorite weapons.
I think that's one of the things they mentioned too, is like they wanted you to use the weapons so that you could get feels for other things.
That was the idea behind it, yeah. So like they're definitely looking into for Lightfall, looking at all these different pain points and changing things. So like they want it to be a constructive system. Like their goals are like they want to look at these different things and be able to evolve it.
So like one of the goals they had is reduce the bad luck and weapon recipe unlocking, and the strategy they have behind that is provide opportunities within the crafting system to allow users to that's a big word. Deterministically choose what weapon to target. That's a big word.
That's not that big of a word, Tom.
They expect, yeah, coming from the communications major.
Anyway, so the reason why they were talking about all this is because they announced something that's coming this coming season 19. And man, when I saw this, I was pissed. And
I am as well.
Because they announced that they are introducing crafting to Deepstone Crypt, the raid. And what really set me off about this is that the majority of the community has kind of like unanimously agreed that crafting weapons from raids was a bad idea. And then Bungie's just like, here's more! And it's like, what are you doing, Bungie?
So if you didn't know, Deepstone raid weapons are now going to be craftable starting season 19.
I just said that.
Oh, that's what I get for not paying attention and like reading through the twab.
Hey Bungie, I have a suggestion. Instead of doing that, how about you make it so that, you know, us players that are getting cock blocked by RNGesus have a way to actually earn the weapons besides just having to grind the thing.
Well, and my thing about it is the reason why I'm kind of mad about Deepstone and why I'm worried about the future of this like VOG is that you have people who poured hundreds, and I mean hundreds, because I poured a lot of freaking spoils into the sniper rifle, like a lot of spoils into this into these.
I would if I had
like they can't even get the sniper rifle to drop for ray tracks, but it's like just in general, like the amount of spoils we poured into these previous raids, only for you to go, hey, they're craftable now. And it's like, what? But also, we've already said, crafting weapons from raids cuts the hamster wheel that you want, the player retention, in half. We've said that Vaults of Glass not having crafted weapons makes the master weapons viable and useful and worth your time. Now, granted, I will put an asterisk by that. Bungie's out here saying that in Lightfall, they're working on a way to make it so master weapons have enhanced perks roll on them when they drop, which that's kind of cool. But then we're then we're back to square one of what's better, a weapon with enhanced perks that you can craft, or a weapon with enhanced perks that you might be able to
and then at
have
that
a roll
point,
on with a
it
depth
boils down
mods.
to: do you want a depth mods or not? That's basically what it's going to boil down to.
And it's just like,
it gives if you want, for example, with Priz and their amazing, super awesome Cataclysmic, if that had enhanced perks, that would be even better.
Yeah.
Especially because
so it's like
one that I got.
we're entering, like, so it really concerns me. And like, imagine all the player retention Bungie has had for like the past, I don't know, the past few seasons, ever since Master of Volta Glass came out, of every week it comes around as like the hand cannon challenge for Templar. People doing LFGs, getting people together to get Fatebringer Time Lost. One of the most heralded hand cannons of Destiny, where it used to be an exotic in D1, and it's still like, it's versatile for PvE, it's versatile for PvP. You have all these people grinding for this one hand cannon, and then you're going to be like, hey, so you know that perfectly great adept hand cannon you just grinded for? The original version is craftable now. And people are going to look at you sideways like, I'm sorry, what did you just say to me? And it defeats the purpose of like all the work they've done the past like year and a half, 2 years. So now I will say, this Deepstone crafting is good for newer players who haven't done Deepstone and are coming into Destiny and like finding out about the lore and want to go chase those weapons. But it really hurts your existing player base, I feel.
Now,
so like, yeah.
I have one statement about this. Who in their right mind wants to go craft a bequest? Like, I'm sitting here like, oh, cool, I can go craft a commemoration. I could get some, because like, I got a commemoration roll.
Hey man, if they made bequest worth my time, I still say I love the bequest sword's design.
Oh, it's a great design. It's just a pointless sword, because the same DLC, they're like, hey, we're gonna give you this the lament. I'm gonna give you this amazing fucking sword.
A pointless sword that they included in a recent.
Which I thought that was so funny. Like, you're telling me Aramis went into the Deepstone Crypt and grabbed this sword and came out and just has this on standby. That was funny to me.
It's like I have Rampage reconstruction on this roll, and that thing is like one of my favorite LMGs. I use it all the time.
But here's my concern with specifically, I may cut you off, though. Go ahead and finish before I pop off.
It's just a big clip, big damage, and it's awesome. And it's
right, like
so much stuff.
Reconstruction has been one of those perks that, like, they said, hey, let's make auto-loading holster better, and it's just like, I love that about it. But here's my concern with something that they said in the TWAB, where they talked about how they want to, when it comes to with these weapons, we want to to freshen the perk pools. And the senior design lead, Chris Proctor, even talked about how they want to like update the perk pools for these older weapons. Our goal is to keep the most beloved combinations and drop the rest to make room for new perks. Now, here's my thing about that. If you say beloved, but then there's been times with, say, the Dreaming City weapons or the Shadowkeep weapons where you legit just gutted beloved combos, like Overflow Rampage off the Arclogic. There was you took Rampage off the Loud Lullaby but left Kill Clip for some reason. Like there was the different changes you made to the Dreaming City weapon. So it's like there's a lot of concern from just reprise. Look what you did to Mindbenders recently, where you said like what you did to Mindbenders goes directly against what Proctor is saying here. They want to keep the beloved combos, but add new things to it and get rid of the stuff you don't want. Mindbenders was gutted and it has nothing people want in it anymore. But then they're like, hey, we're going to do this and keep beloved things. So if you see, like, say, the Succession sniper rifle, for instance, what has come to be one of the best, like PvE sniper rifles especially for people who like solo dungeons, that thing has become god tier. If you see
reconstruction,
if you see reconstruction Vorpal or reconstruction recombination leave that gun, people are going to be pissed. because that combo has become vital for so many people for completing content. So it just worries me a little bit that they're going to do this. Now, granted, they're not saying the combos are going to leave your existing guns, which is cool. I appreciate that, but I'm just a little worried, and so I don't know. Chris, how you feeling about all this stuff right here?
I don't fucking understand where their mind was bringing deep stone crafting, bringing the deep stone weapons to crafting when, yeah, like we've been saying, you know, crafting raid weapons was a bad idea from the start, especially when I think they mentioned it in the twab that they don't want crafted regular weapons to outclass the adept weapons because it just defeats the purpose.
Yeah, it's very odd.
I do think part of why they're doing it is because they want to drum up more interest in Deep Stone because it is an older raid.
After you finish your thought, I want to jump on that interest in Deep Stone.
And I know time-wise, technically, it's still a relatively new raid, but in the game sense, trying to get an LFG together for that raid when it's not the weekly rotation is damn near impossible. So I think they're trying to put more interest, and Sticky touched on the fact that he thinks that they might be doing that because we're going to be going back to Europa next season. So, which, I mean, if that's what it is, that's a weird avenue to take.
I mean, not really, because we just we just dug Aramis out of the ice. So next season, because there's already a lot of hints that next season is going to be Rasputin getting an exo body. So like that makes a lot of sense.
We're going back to Deep Stone Crypt.
Yeah, and there actually could be meshes inside.
Yeah, but why with weapons?
I don't know. It's weird. Though I will say, it was funny. Like the whole ride to work yesterday, after I read the twab, I was straight up like, "Why did we start with Last Wish and Garden?" And then like I got to work and I like clocked in and it clicked because Last Wish and Garden don't have kiosks. They don't have a way at the end of the raid to buy guns. So that makes me wonder if we get through Deep Stone and Vogue.
I don't think it would be that hard to add a kiosk to Last Wish, considering what the last win is. Of
and
Last
like for
Wish.
Garden specifically, you can just put it in front of the Darkness statue of DB. So it's like, my biggest thing with those though is, well, for specifically Last Wish, because at least you can say Garden has a loot table. Last Wish's problem is that whole every encounter is a grab bag of loot. It's not like with Garden and Deep Stone and the rest of them, where they have a specific loot table of what drops from what encounter. So Last Wish is going to be just a cluster of just mindless guns that could drop from any encounter. It could be any resident weapon.
Table in Last Wish is the adept. No. It's the
curator guns.
Yeah, the curated weapons.
Yeah, so it worked. I feel like we will probably see weapon crafting come to Vault of Glass before we even touch Last Wish in Garden. But at the same time, I really don't want freaking weapon crafting to come to Vault of Glass, because do you know how many people are going to be so upset that their found verdict time lost is nothing compared to a freaking found verdict crafted? Like, that's going to cause so much anarchy in the Bungie community. So I'm concerned.
Also, I think with them bringing these really late crafted changes to these raids, you're setting the precedent for future players that they don't have to grind when things first come out. They'll just wait.
Yeah.
I wouldn't bust my ass grinding for. I don't care how good a weapon, how meta a weapon is after something comes out. If I know that all of my work is going to be for nothing because you're just going to add weapon crafting in a couple seasons, fuck it.
Yeah, they got a point. Yeah, So like, we're not going to be pessimistic about this. It's like, because don't get me wrong, I'm being Deep Stone day one. Hell, we took all of our raid leaders last night through Deep Stone because we wanted to be prepared to help teach people Deep Stone, because A, it's one of my favorite raids of all time, and B,
it's up there for me.
And it's like, but also, if the Bungie's going to implement this, we are going to be on the tail of it, being able to teach people how to do this and have them be a part of the clan and being able to like to know how to get through this every week, because like Deepstone is that good of a raid and we know the loot table by heart, we know the encounters by heart, we want to make sure everyone can get through it as smooth as possible. If we're, especially because they even said, hey, even on the weeks when it's not the weekly rotation raid, you can still go get your deep sight weapon, which that's cool. That I like. You still have one chance for your deep sight weapon to drop per encounter, and then one guaranteed at the end of the kiosk. That's still cool to me. So now, granted, I bet like any amount of money come when it is the weekly rotation, you about to see LFGs at the wazoo going fucking 5 Thundercrash Titans on A-Tracks, just going smack, 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 because people are going to want to farm the succession for red borders like crazy. So
now,
that'll be fun.
I will say this.
Listen, if that's what I have to do to finally get the sniper, I'll
the
do
new
it.
perk pools I'm excited for, because they did say that Incandescent is coming to the Trustee, and I'm sitting here like, you're giving me another scout rifle with Incandescent?
I'm so
Y'all
afraid.
are crazy. I'm here for it.
Nice.
And what's even nice is like Trustee not only gets reconstruction, but it also is a rapid fire frame. So you're sitting here just like doink, 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 like they're just catching on fire. That's gonna be nuts. So that'll be interesting. So you know,
And I know people aren't like big on Volt Shot, but if you haven't tried it, go try it.
It's okay. Like I think my issue
What do you
with
mean?
Volt
It's so much fun.
So my issue with Volt Shot is compared to Incandescent, where it just procs when you kill something, you have to kill something and reload your gun. So imagine me with something like Trustee, like say for instance, like Posterity, if it has reconstruction on it, and I have to and I have Volt Shot, I have to empty the whole clip and also worry about more bullets coming into it because of reconstruction, being able to reload it after a kill to get the Volt Shot. So it very much worries me from a perspective of a deep stone weapon, but also just from a normal step of weapon. Like I have to like drain the whole clip and reload just to proc that perk. Why?
No, you have to. It's just one kill. As long as you get one kill, you do it, and you just reload the I've been using it on the Brigand's Law sidearm, and I've just been enjoying it on that gun. So I'm excited.
I don't know. It's weird.
It's like, a perk I'm excited to see more of.
Now, what I want them to do is make it so there's a volatile round perk that actually just exists, and it isn't only something you can access from a aspect or a fragment. I want that to be a thing. But
yeah, it's like give us like Repulsor Brace is a cool perk, but I find it's hard to activate.
Yeah, that was a little weird. I will say that like overall, this is us saying we are a little annoyed that Bungie is just kind of like proceeding with more crafting and raids, but we respect them trying to drum up more interest, and we respect that they're breathing new life into stuff. And best believe we're gonna go in there and do it, but we're not really happy about it. Like that's kind of the vibe I think we're all kind of in consensus.
I'm okay. Like, yeah, I have to agree with that. Like,
yeah,
I like it, but it's like they're also adding an origin trait to all the deep stone weapons. We don't know what it's going to be yet, but we know it's going to have a origin trait. So we know next season one of the mods is going to be for that origin trait, and the origin trait. It's
called Bray Inheritance, which that alone, the fact that they're making a new origin trait for the weapons, they didn't say only for the weapons, which has me thinking if Bray Inheritance is on these guns, if it's a Bray themed season because of Rasputin and Anna, do we get more guns with Bray Inheritance?
Oh no! I think it'd be like the Kingsfall weapons, where it's like that is the deep stone. That is that perk. So there's going to be a different origin trait for the weapons for the seasonal weapons.
I wonder what it's going to do. Like, it's going to be interesting.
Totally off Totally off of our agenda that we said we were going to talk about. If next season is going to be a Bray season, I wonder if they're going to do something with Clovis instead of just letting his giant head collect dust. In the
Bruh,
basement.
I wonder if we have to go get missions from his giant head.
Wait.
Oh my god, that'll take forever.
Here's what I'm thinking. So say we have to get Rasputin a new exo body. Who knows how to make those exo bodies so well? Clovis Bray. So we would then have to go.
And there's parts everywhere.
But we don't know how to put it together. We might have Elsie and Anna be able to figure it out, but we have the head of Clovis there. Like, not actual Clovis, but like his AI. It's Clovis, but not actually Clovis, because
right.
Banshee.
I mean, we technically.
Yes,
fuck
but
Banshee.
Banshee don't know where. Banshee only know how to try and fix Telesto.
I know, and Banshee's memory is degraded from being reset so many times. I'm just saying.
So what I'm saying is like,
just reset him again.
Who knows what's going to happen if we reset him again? Let the old man live his life.
So I'm excited for next season. I think if we're confirmed for that'll be really fun.
If it is, we would probably have to go talk to Clovis Bray to learn how to make an exo, because he's the only one who like truly knows how to make exos.
Also,
an interesting way to include him in.
I have a really interesting question though. For the design team of these new perk pools, who like DMG said in the twab that he's excited for Heritage to have Reconstruction Focus Fury. How is Focus Fury ever gonna proc if you keep getting more bullets in the clip? That doesn't make any sense. But that's whatever. But so moving on from there, I do want to touch on real quick for Stadia players. I understand your heartbreak. I understand that Google has ruined your gaming experience. Shout out to the man who put over like 30,000 hours or something like that into Red Dead Redemption 2 and literally had to like cry on like social media for like days and days for Rockstar to help him port his stuff over to a different system. So like shout out to him.
I'd be upset too.
Like because he didn't want to lose all his progress. I respect that, but like man went on a freaking like mission to get his help. But
yeah, no, that's respectable.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Shout out to that man. Like he worked his butt off for that. But what Bungie is saying right now, they're like with Google's recent announcement of Stadia being shut down soon, we're trying to get you a workaround. So at this time, all players who have their main characters on Stadia should set up cross saves with another platform right now, so they don't lose their characters on January 18th. Stadia players who enable cross-save will be able to use their characters on a linked platforms after Stadia shuts down. But if you don't set up cross-save on before January 18th, you are going to lose characters, items, emblems, Bungie.net accounts, Eververse purchases, access to your season passes. Everything is going to be gone if you do not activate cross-save on your Stadia stuff now. It's going to suck if you don't do it. So make sure that you do that. And then after January 18th, players with Stadia that has that active should never deactivate cross save for any reason, or you'll lose everything. So they're legit trying to help you by saying this. Don't lose your shit.
Right.
That, and if you enable crossplay, there's like a wait period of 3 months to reactivate it again. So really,
just don't do it.
Don't shoot.
Don't do it. Just like activate it, leave it alone, and never touch it again. That's all you gotta do.
Yep.
So like that's all there is to it. Don't lose your shit. And then there's the Bungie bounties announcement.
And Priz wanted to touch on that.
Priz, go for it.
Oh, I don't have to be the person to talk about it.
I thought you wanted to be the one. I
haven't seen them.
Oh shit. Okay. Well, so
hold on, I can do it. I'm stuck in my hoodie.
You're stuck in your hoodie. What?
Trapping.
I'm wearing my Splicer hoodie, and you can take the sleeves off. but I don't know if you guys have ever touched what a zipper feels like before you sew it into something, but it's got a texture to it, the hard material it's connected to, and that's rubbing up against the inside of my arm, on my one arm. So I'm like, I pulled my arm in, but then I couldn't get it back out. I was stuck. So hold on, let me open the twab back up. I closed it because I didn't think I was gonna have to keep it open. Hey, fine. Since, I read the twab this morning while I was waiting for somebody to get out of bed.
Hey. Rude.
What? I'm just saying I should be asleep right now.
Hey, we wanted you to be on the show. We made it happen, Dang Flabbit.
Dang, God, what? Computer, please. I don't know what your deal is. Just do what I'm asking you to do.
Well, while Chris catches up,
No, wait, I'm almost there. Okay.
Don't read it verbatim. Just
fine.
Go over it and what the past stuff about it. Talk about Bungie bounties.
Oh, Bungie bounties are historically have been a way to earn yourself a shiny new exclusive emblem by matching up either with or against people from Bungie who historically it's been Crucible. You either match up with them and help them beat the other team, or you match up against them and beat them into the dirt, and it gets you an exclusive emblem that says, hey, I went either with or head to head against Bungie people, like people that work for the company, and yay, we did the thing. So they said that they're bringing back the Bungie bounty that hasn't been around for a while, and they're changing it up. So starting November 1st, they'll be hosting Bungie bounties across multiple game modes. They're opening it up to Crucible, Strikes, Gambit, and seasonal
and
content.
hot and lost sectors for some reason.
I think it's just because of the time frame, when they're deciding to do it. But when they say seasonal content, I wonder if that means they're also going to open it up to Catch Crash.
Catch Crash is on the schedule as well.
So yeah, there are some rules, and if you look at the TWAB, they have the schedules for who, what screen names to be looking for, and what platform and what activity they'll be in. And it looks like Tuesday, November 1st, Wednesday, November 2nd, Thursday, November 3rd are the 3 days back to back. And I mean, it's
pretty cool.
Starting at 5 a.m. Pacific time to 7 p.m. So you have all day to try to team up either with or against these people. There also are rules. If you're on the same team, you want to help them win. If you're against them, you want to try to beat them. And if it's a PvE activity, you have to complete the activity to be eligible for the emblem. Quitting activities during these bounty timeframes can result in disqualification, and leaving too many matches will result in suspension from activities.
So their thought process is dopey quit matches just to try to find the Bungie bounty.
Yeah, it's basically the same reason they put other things in place. It's just don't fuck over the community because you've got a hard on to try to get this exclusive emblem.
Now, I will say that there was a little bit of a stir about this, specifically from the PvP side of it, where people were going, well, how are we going to match with a Bungie bounty in PvP if skill-based matchmaking is a thing? And I'm like, first of all, they thought of that. It's called they gave you other avenues to match with a Bungie bounty. But also, to all the people who are on Twitter the past couple weeks who are saying they're legit refunding their Lightfall pre-orders because they're not happy that Bungie isn't talking about PvP. Can y'all shut up? For real? It very much feels like y'all just want to be mad that Bungie's main focus isn't PvP right this second, when they legit are hey, we're trying new game modes. We're slowly getting you more maps. We gave you a new map. Granted, the map was built for Rift, which is kind of annoying, but at least they did that. They're trying to give you more. They gave you back freaking Court of Oryx. They're trying to do other things, but it takes development time. And granted, was I happy with the way when DMG talked about the Arbalest thing? No. But was it at least communication and transparency? Yes. they're trying their best. And I even had some dude in my comments on TikTok the other day who was like, "Oh, ever since Bungie went to Sony, they sold out. They don't care about their community anymore." I'm like, "Are you out of your mind?" They're constantly like caring about their community, constantly shining things out. Like they care about the community as much as they can. They're communicating as much as they can from a development standpoint. They can't go, "Hey, here's how the whole game works," and just tell you everything. They're being as transparent as like more than any other game company I can think of on the top of my head. They are being the most transparent possible. You don't see the Call of Duty developers talking to y'all like this.
No.
Yeah. Like,
say you weren't here for Activision without saying you weren't here for
right,
Activision.
like that. Those days were dark, dog. Like, and they even admitted, like, "Hey, some of these twabs are going to be lighter, some of these twabs are going to be like longer." And we've even talked about how like we want more communication, we want more things to go on. There was even one dude in my comments who was like, "Well, it doesn't matter if they're being harassed and given death threats; they should still communicate." I'm like, "What?
Oh,
Are you out of your damn mind?"
Like, do you not understand how abusive relationships
Right,
work?
like
no.
the more y'all keep like the more y'all keep giving them bad like experiences and bad things, they don't have to communicate with us on Twitter. It's a blessing if they do. Like we like that whole Twilight Garrison stuff still resonates with me, where y'all were out of pocket. There was people mad about the freaking like the skill based matchmaking still that are getting mad at them, but it's like, bro, I get it. You want to like, and I will say this on the record, because True Vanguard made a very good point in regards to the skill based matchmaking issue, where he said, "Yo, sometimes I just like I know I'm a high level player, I know I have a high KD, but sometimes I just want to try out a new gun and not have to worry about getting my dick kicked in just because my KD is super high." Which that's a fair statement, especially for Control. I can get behind that, but my counter to that is, if you don't want skill-based matchmaking in Control, it's going in Trials and Comp. I don't care.
Yes.
That's my compromise.
Oh no!
Like
because
elimination, you don't need to have that. If
Right.
you want to play like Glory in Trials, and I
there
even
should
say
be
Iron
skill-based
Banner.
matchmaking.
I even say Iron Banner.
Like illegitimate, like this whole idea of like people don't don't want to have free reign to go after any player and do whatever they want. That's gotta stop. Like y'all gotta stop that mentality. Like now, granted, do I think the people who are in like True Vanguard and other people's comments going, "Oh, you just want to pub stop," like that's just childish.
No.
We're saying
I
that's
just want
what
to
their
play the
energy
game and have fun.
Right. Like I'm willing to compromise with True Vanguard and other people in regards to Control, because it does kind of feel fucked up, especially when you just want to get your pinnacle done and just want to come in and get 3 matches done. Like even what was it? Like me and Priz the night went into elimination and we're trying to get their pinnacles done. And we were fighting for our lives. Like it was a freaking bloodbath. That
The
motherfucker.
other night, you just wanted to go mess around with a loadout you made, and I was like, all right. I had PvE mods on, and I was wrecking people with PvE
right.
mods.
It's like sometimes you get the sweatiest shit, and sometimes you get the craziest shit. So like, it's just y'all gotta stop complaining about this stuff. And there was somebody, I don't even know who was like, we should just remove like card matchmaking and skill based matchmaking across the board from Trials, and I'm like, no, because they were saying go put it back to how it was the first week of Trials this season, where it was just bugged and there was no matchmaking whatsoever. So you had like people who were dog water versus top tier players, and people who were mid range fighting top tier, and or like every across the board you can match with anybody. That's chaos. That's despicable. That's not gonna happen. I'm sorry. Like no Bungie dev is gonna sign up on that. That shit happened by accident. That's the only reason why that shit went through. So stop.
It was like, oh, if you get pub stomped, you get pub stomped. And I'm like, if I'm in Trials, I get pub stomped anyway. I don't want that happening. I don't want that to happen anyway for anybody else.
Right. Like there's no reason why, especially for new players. Like I will there should be no reason why a new player that's fresh out the grave finishes the stupid tutorial thing with Shao Han, and then Shax goes, "Hey, Guardian, you need to go play some Crucible." and then immediately goes in, kill, immediate death every 5 seconds. Like, what? Like, there's no reason for that.
If I go into a game mode and I'm just continuously farmed and feel like cannon fodder, I'm just not going to play it.
Yeah, no, that's not
anymore.
a vibe.
Which is why I have avoided Crucible for the past couple of seasons and lost any skill I might have had.
It's just not a fun vibe. So it's like,
no, it's not. Especially in Control. When I go into Control and it feels like an Arizona summer with how fucking sweaty it is, I'm good. I'd rather go suffer. I'd rather go suffer and rumble.
Yeah, honestly.
Ready to rumble.
So it's like, that's what we mean in regards to that. So it's just, please, not only for like just in that, if you're really gonna cancel your pre-order because you don't think Bungie cares about you as a player, I'm sorry. Okay, bye. Like like who can? Like, I'm sorry, I can't help
Have a great
you.
time.
Like, legitimately, but in general, like
Destiny's not a PvP game. This is not Fortnite. It's not Apex. It's not any of that fucking shit. Destiny has a story to tell. That's what the game is for.
Like they're gonna have PvP exist as a part of it, and they've gone through the effort of revamping Trials, revamping Iron Banner. Like, they, against my better wishes, they're adding more game modes to Iron Banner and trying to make it more fundamental. Which I think there should be more than 2 Iron Banners per season, but that's just me. But they need to reintroduce light enabled shit or light enabled shit to Iron Banner, but that's just me as well. But like, in general, like, they've done a lot for PvP, and y'all are like, but where's all of our maps? We lost 12 maps with Beyond Light. Shut up, bro. Like,
yeah, because
does Endless Veil get repetitive? Yes.
But I would like them to introduce more maps to PvP.
Right, like because we've even talked about how them having to port stuff over from like before Beyond Light to the new system can be time consuming. Like, and granted, with the new Sony money, they're probably working on that. They've said we're going to get more maps. We're going to get more maps back and forth. But the development stuff takes time.
Like,
let them have time.
The fruits of the effort that they did from the Sony money until at least I'd say this time next year.
Probably.
Like the season we're in now, that like intermediate season between the final season before the final shape and the season after Lightfall, like, we're not going to see that money until about then.
Right.
Development time and all that. The final shape, I'm excited for. And you guys should be too. Because the amount of stuff we could get with this.
Like, and plus, overall, there's other things we could be bitching about when it comes to Bungie's lack of focus. Armless in Lawrence. The fact that Xur for the 3rd week in a row is selling dog water shit. Like, they're not even looking at what Xur's selling. They're just like, yeah, that works, and letting it go out the door. Like right now, legit, my reset was a half hour ago. I just looked at Xur on my phone while we were talking, and Xur's selling. He's got a good DMT, and that's it. Like, if you need feedback fences and getaway artist and Athers Embrace, cool, but that's it. Not Athers Embrace, Kefri Sting. If you need Kefri Sting, cool. Which Kefri Sting's kind of hot right now in PvP, but like that. Otherwise, like, whatever.
I heard Kefri Sting, and I kind of just.
Because Kefri Sting randomly went from, like, out of left field. Everyone just said, that's stupid. We don't want that. And now everyone's like, no, we want it. It's super good wall hacks. And I'm like, y'all legitimately didn't give a fuck about this thing. Like, this is what I mean when it comes to the Bungie. The Destiny community is so, like, fickle about things. Because they will go from literally saying, this exotic means nothing. And then nothing will change about it at all. And then they'll go, I like this. This is top tier. I think this is the greatest thing since sliced bread. And it's just like, what?
Have you had sliced bread? That's pretty good.
Oh my god. But like, that's what happened with Lord of Wolves, where Lord of Wolves literally had, like, they got nerfed 3 times. Nothing was happening with it. And then randomly a couple people picked it up one weekend. And they're like, I hate Lord of Wolves. I want Lord of Wolves nerfed into the ground. And it's like, bro, what? Huh? So that's all that is. But you know what
should be picked up and buffed?
What? You say Darcy, I swear to God.
Borealis.
God damn, that's just as bad.
Oh my God.
But
Have you
Priz,
heard
what's
about our Lord and Savior Borealis?
anyway, Priz, what's your closing statement for this
Hang
episode?
on, no.
Oh wait, what?
I got a few listener questions I want to.
Oh, we have listener questions. Okay, cool. Let's go.
Oh, I put one in the chat that I stole from.
Yeah, that was the first one I was going to go to. It's
All right, let's
from
go.
Sticks and Jones. Main
Okay.
man Sticks and Jones. What feature that is currently not in Destiny, but is in other games that are also a first-person shooter that would be a huge quality of life change for current and new players? Or is the feature you think should exist but currently doesn't? Riz, would you like to go first?
First, go for it.
Yes, I would like more customization when it comes to how my Guardian looks, for one. So my answer that I put down so I didn't forget was give me more customization, make silver earnable, i.e. Warframe and their plat earning system. So the amount of customization in Warframe for a game that is free and absolutely gorgeous, the amount of customization in that game is insane. Just absolutely insane. You can customize damn near everything, from the way that your operator looks to, sorry, spoilers, the way your operator looks to the frame that you're using, your different attachments in Syandana and Ephemera. There's all these different things you can customize. Also, they have premium currency like silver, and it's called platinum, but you don't have to spend money on it. You can go in and do really grindy activities to earn prime frame parts that you can then sell on the marketplace to other players for platinum. So you can earn their premium currency without actually having to buy it if you're willing to put in the time, which I guess would also involve bringing a trading system into Destiny. But like, give us the why after all these fucking years will you not let us change our faces? Like, we are immortal beings. Like, you can't tell me no Guardian has been like, I'm gonna go buy some fucking hair dye and like change my shit up. Like, I've looked this way for hundreds of years.
Like
I'm fucking
6,
done.
please.
Yeah, like I created I ported my characters over from day one, and I was in a different mindset at that time. So I would like to change the way my face.
I don't know. Mine's iconic. I like my black and white XO because, like, I'm Mimi the Panda. I enjoy my black and white XO with pink eyes. So, like, that's just me. But I see. My thing is, when it comes to other FPSs, I'm pretty content from that perspective. I still, when it comes to things that I just want in the game, I will stick by my statement that we need to be able to go back and play old seasonal content, at least in a mission-based structure. Because, say what you want about the way people are farming the spectral pages right now with the investigation mission, or just the ability each week for there to be they did with Shadowkeep a little bit, but Shadowkeep wasn't really refined as much. But now with Witch Queen, they're like, hey, you can replay a story mission once a week on a harder difficulty for a big time loot. And that's cool to me. So, and also just, like, I just really want the ability for newer players to just have a better experience with the lore, and not, like, unless Bungie is going to legit put advertisements for My Name is Bife in the damn game, y'all need to do a better job for explaining your lore besides that little thing up in the hot corner, because no one's going to care about that. No one wants to read that. Like, do you really, like, just from a communication major standpoint, you realize the attention span of your player base? They don't want to read that. Unless you're, like I said, unless you're going to put ads or My Name is Bife in your dang video game, you need to legitimately do a better job of going back and tell. Because I bet you $100 the same thing that happened with Callus last season, or like, because at least with Aramis this season, people had Beyond Light tangible they could go play if they wanted to. But when it comes to, like, Anna Bray and Rasputin next season, the only reference to Rasputin anybody has in the game right now is the Fallen Saber Strike, and that's from D1. So here in a minute, and like the only way people have an idea of who Anna Bray is because of the couple, like, post-game things with Elsie and Anna and Beyond Light. So no one's going to have any context for who these people are. No one's gonna have any idea of what's going on, and it's just gonna be like, what do we tell people? Oh, go watch My Name Is Bife, or go like it's gonna be the same thing over and over again. So I legit just want better ways for people to access older content or have a better way to explain it. Like it don't even gotta be what Kingdom Hearts did with their collection edition and give people just cutscene upon cutscene and like have a narrator over it. Just give me a better way to access that old content. And if it's an issue of the rights with Activision, okay, whatever, fuck it. But like, just do something that isn't just tell people to go watch Bife. That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking.
On that same vein of thought, you also have all these people that did the season of the Nightmare or whatever last season, that when they went into Callus's throne room and went down the elevator and went through the hall with all the robots, they have no idea how much that made us shit pants the first time we saw that. Like they don't feel the weight of what those scenes actually are.
They don't. They have no idea what the hell's going on, and it sucks because, like, I remember the first time I remember watching M&F's video about the day one Leviathan experience and watching people go through that elevator for the first time after beating Callus, and just the awe on their face is so just breathtaking on that level. So it just, yeah, no, that's wild to me. I don't get it.
Just feeling your heart drop out through your asshole because you're like, we just fought this robot. Why are there more robots?
Right.
Who is this man?
So I really need new players to have better avenues to understand what the hell is going on. That's all I'm asking. Toll, what you got?
So I think really it's a feature that's not in the game currently. I mean, it kind of is, but I've been talking about this for a while. We need a kiosk that sells mods. Now, here is my idea for it. So, say you have to pay like legendary shards, glimmer, and enhancement cores for a mod. Right, but you're like,
just bring back mod components. Mod components weren't that bad. Just bring back mod components.
Panda, hear me out. I know mod components weren't that bad, but with the way Bungie wants the economy to run, we're going to run it in Bungie's economy system. So that there's nothing new, and it's just stuff we have. But now you're like, but I don't have a lot of that. Okay. Ada will be doing her usual thing of selling 4 mods for a cheap price.
So, like, keep the kiosk that has everything, but then have a cheaper roulette wheel still attached to it, is what you're saying.
Exactly.
That makes sense.
You can go get the mods you want for expensive, and then you can wait around for the mods that you don't really want for cheap. That way, Ada still has something to do, but also there's this kiosk over here that you can say pay 250 legendary shards, 5 to 10 enhancement cores, and some glimmer, and boom, you now have protective light.
That'd be pretty cool. I can get behind that. Okay.
Or you can save your currency and go slut yourself out to Rahul and buy the glimmer or whatever that you need.
Hey, I mean, he's pretty neat.
God damn it. All right. So was there any other listener questions?
We got a few more from Sticks and Jones if you want. Oh, I know. We got one from Fuika.
Okay,
from Deepstone are a must in what role? Mainly for minor.
Perfect. Love
minor,
that.
Mainly in PvE. Oh, they said mainly in PvE.
Okay, so bearing any buffs to machine guns overall, because machine guns still need a buff overall to make them worth it at high-end PvE.
Commemoration's worth it.
Commemoration. Not only... okay, Toll, go ahead.
Sorry. That's like... After I got a roll of commemoration and I asked Panda, hey, is this good? And he's like, yeah, keep that. Ever since then, I have used this gun with Rampage Reconstruction. So now it's a like 56 in the mag. So the thing overflows to 112. Plus I have a backup mag on it, giving me 12 extra rounds. So I'm sitting like 124 rounds in my magazine. And now every kill I get, I ramp up my damage.
Yep.
So I throw that thing on when I'm in, specifically, I like to use it in totems on Kingsfall, because I can literally wreck a knight or a minotaur super easily. Kill a thrall, and now I have that little damage boost. I can just fling bullets. Now I got another damage boost, and I kill another knight. And so it keeps going, and then doesn't stop.
And what's really cool about it is if you get Reconstruction Rampage or even Reconstruction Eye of the Storm or Reconstruction Dragonfly, you have this a really good machine gun that almost pound for pound is the newer version of Hammerhead from the Black Armory, where it's built to just be your versatile machine gun that can do everything. So if they would put machine guns in a place where they can compete with linears and rocket launchers in high-end PvE, because don't get me wrong, I had a lot of respect for Bungie going, hey, since we're making Thunderlord have Overload, we're gonna make Overload machine gun. No one's taking Overload machine gun into high-end Grandmasters this season because they don't do enough damage to make it worth it.
It's not enough damage. It's just the way you have to proc it. It's so weird. It's not like, oh, you shoot. It's not like Overload SMG and Overload AR last season, where it was like you shoot for a bit and then it procs. It's kind of like that, but then it just doesn't work the same.
Right. So it's just very odd. But in general, it's just like
is what we're trying to say.
Yeah, they really need to make it so machine guns are worth it. And then I would say commemoration all day, every day. Succession.
I still say all day, every day, anyway, because it's the bet. Out of all the legendary machine guns in the game, I think it's the second best.
That's fair. I will say the next gun you definitely want to chase is going to be Succession, because not everyone likes sniper rifles in PvE, but that gun
has a good scope.
Has a great scope. When it has Vorpal Weapon or Reconstruction, it can one-shot oracles and vaults of glass. It can be a great tool for just mapping things if you're hiding behind a corner in solo content. It can be very useful to you. So just I would chase a Reconstruction Vorpal or a Reconstruction Recombination roll. Heritage is a really good shotgun, not only from a PvP standpoint, but a PvP from a PvP standpoint, but also a PvE standpoint, because it has a couple of good PvP roles. But also, back when there was a slugshot of Anarchy meta for bosses, you would see Reconstruction Recombination for the shotgun, and then your backup would be like an auto-loading Vorpal first and last out. So you'd be sitting here just constantly having bullets in your magazine as you're swapping back and forth, and it was a really cool thing to do. Or you'll even see me now with my Reconstruction Recombination heritage in Garden of Salvation, because slug shotguns can one-shot the eyes during third encounter of Garden of Salvation. So it's a really good shotgun for both PvE and PvP. It's definitely worth looking out for, because especially for PvP, you have the ability to get slide shot, stab shot sights. So it can be really good for just acquiring a target and just popping your shot, and then sliding to get another bullet in the clip. Priz, is there any of the deep weapons that you recommend for the good folk?
I really like my heritage. I really like my scout that I have.
The trustee.
Yeah, I like the trustee that I have. I can't speak to Succession because I've been cock-blocked from getting it so far.
I just have not gotten a good roll of Succession at all.
It took me 500 spoils, damn it.
So now I'm just sitting here I'm just going to wait till I can craft one.
It's the new glaive for me. I have to wait for RNG. I got Eyes of Tomorrow and Collective Obligation before I am going to get that sniper rifle, and before I got the glaive, which is stupid. Styx actually did ask another question that just gave me a thought. I know we're very anti-crafting raid weapons, but they asked what weapons that are not currently craftable but should be. I know that we've talked in the past about people kind of stomping their feet about having to do raids to earn spoils to get things from old raids from the kiosk. If they want to continue down this line of making raid weapons craftable, they could, in theory, bring back weapons from past seasons or weapons that are no longer attainable from past raids, except for through the kiosk, and make them some stupid currency grind and give them the ability to craft them. Not with necessarily special enhanced perks or anything, but give people that don't raid, either don't have a group or don't feel comfortable or whatever, give them a different avenue to be able to get, say, like Anarchy or Teraba, or
The always on
even
time
raid
sparrow.
weapons.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, yes, but no. That's not the point, Toll.
But I'm just
I know
saying,
people
like,
want it, but don't do raids.
I'm only thinking from like because the question specifically was about weapons, but just like, yeah, I mean, if you're not gonna bring back those raids, or you are, but it's not going to be till the distant future, I mean, that would be a way to give us back potentially sunset weapons,
right? And it's like, I'd kill for some of the like older weapons. Like, I know so many people would kill for a midnight coup right now.
It'd be nice.
Oh yeah, probably.
So
yeah, I mean, you could bring back menagerie weapons, you could bring back the special raid weapons, Anarchy, Teraba.
Give me my Black Armory weapons.
For the love of God, please, please.
And you could even possibly tie in being able to get the ornaments for those raid armors.
Right, like people still want the freaking Cal. Like, there's so many shaders from the Callus era that people just can't get anymore because they weren't considered part of the year 1 bundle. Hey, Bungie, can we get a year 2 bundle, please? Like, I would love that. I would love all those Callus shaders that no one can access anymore, or like the Black like the Black Armory ones that no one can access anymore. That'd be great, Bungie, please.
So the difference between those, though, that you have to keep in mind is the Callus ones were specifically from the raids. The Forge ones you had to get specifically from getting weapons that had the shader already on them, and you had to dismantle it and hope that you actually got the shader.
Right, but like right now you have the issue of like specifically the Forge ones. You can legitimately do like whatever Xur has the armor, you can just grab it. But I'm saying just overall, there's a lot of the shaders that just are not unobtainable because they refuse to just put them accessible. Like they're over here saying, "Hey, we're gonna like make Glimmer more worth it and have Glimmer be more like a currency than it is." How about give us a shader kiosk? How about that? That's a feature I would love.
You know what you could do?
Kiosk.
You know what you could do? Back in D1, they had a shader shop, and you want to know who ran the shader shop? Grandma.
Grandma Ava.
Grandma Ava. Bring back her shader shop.
Gave her something more to do than shove her hair back in the closet at the end of the holiday.
Like,
go send us back up to the tower. Make us go see our old friend Trevor. We'll go get her.
Trevor!
Trevor, oh God. Oh no, me and Trevor have.
You're gonna meet Trevor. Who's Trevor? You'll see.
Oh, me and Trevor have a bad history.
Good old Trevor.
Oh God! All right, folks. We're gonna go ahead and wrap up the show. Priz, what is your closing statement for these beautiful human beings?
I don't really have one. Come join me on TikTok.
Okay. So what you
Prismatic Liches on TikTok. Come look at my clips. Tell me about your mental health struggles. I'm building a community, apparently.
Apparently you have been. There's no apparently.
And let us. I'm almost at 1K. I'm over 820 right now, which is
you almost
insane.
got the 1K. Let's go. That's a pretty good heavy fusion rifle from Last Wish.
Oh my
I
God.
can't stand you, Toll. Shut up. Toll, what's your closing statement?
I'm here to spread the gospel of Borealis and how it's a great sniper.
It's not, though.
It is.
It's so bad.
It's so good with anti-barrier sniper.
It's so bad.
Oh.
Anyway.
What's up?
What is your final thought, Panda? Because I just thought of a better one than self-promo. What is your final thought?
Give me my Black Armory weapons back, please.
Honestly, I can get behind that too.
But no, just in general, like I feel like also just for everybody, to everybody who's making all these videos, like there's one specific girl streamer who keeps making these videos going, Destiny is dying. Look at the numbers on Steam, and you can see that we're at the lowest numbers of any season since Witch Queen. And then True Vanguard's like, we're at a low count right now. Hey kids, did you ever stop to think that we're at the mid to end point of the season? Bungie's already wrapped up the seasonal story, and people have other things to do and other games to enjoy. Have you forgotten that Bungie has openly admitted that they are okay with people going to play other video games? Now, granted, have we just sat here for a hot minute and talk about what needs to change in terms of player retention? Yes. But that doesn't negate the fact that Bungie is okay. If you've done all of your pinnacles, if you've done all of your things, if there's nothing else for you to do in the game, you don't need to make up your own fun and oob out of the map. You can legit go play something else and come back at reset, and no one will be mad at you. So stop acting like but Destiny 2 is dying when it's not. Just because a couple of PvP sweats are canceling their pre-orders does not mean the game is dying. Thank you. Have a good night.
Wait.
Praise, what's your actual closing statement?
Actual closing statement. We were floating ideas about merch. We actually have stickers now. So let us know if you are interested in stickers. We're trying to figure out a price point.
Yeah. We are going to be giving away a couple stickers to one of the commenters on one of my latest videos in regards to some of the PvP changes. So I will be announcing that on TikTok later this week. I was going to announce it today, but we had to change the time of the podcast, so we will be working on that. But we make sure that you follow us on Twitter and on our TikToks that we have linked in our link trees. Make sure that you've just review the show on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. That people can find us easier. Our biggest audience is Spotify. So shout out to Spotify. And just
shout
in general,
out to everywhere else because
shout out to everywhere else too. Like y'all matter too. And your Amazons and your iHeartRadios, all that great places. Like if you really like listening to us on YouTube, respect to you. We appreciate you. But just in general, like we appreciate the fact that y'all are like wanting us to keep making this show. We will be launching. We keep saying it, but we will be launching our Discord soon. We just gotta figure out a couple more channels to put up and whatnot. We will be having access to that soon. We might even make like a Patreon at some point. I don't even know. We're working on it. But we will catch you folks Starside. Peace out.
Spread the gospel of Borealis.
Stop it.